Hey everyone, Hixel Bay here. I'm going to be showing you a special video over here related to Magicraft. So right now with the current version, Magicraft has this special boss at the end of the hard dungeon, and that boss is called the Author. There is an achievement in Steam that you can unlock by defeating this guy, and with the announcement with the updates coming through where they're going to be adding the last world, I think that there's a limited time frame where you can actually achieve or complete that achievement of defeating the Author. So I went out and I made sure that I got that achievement before it was potentially wiped out. Who knows, maybe they'll add him back in, but I didn't want to take any risks, so I went ahead and defeated him and made sure that I did that before the next update came out. And I'm going to show you guys today how I did that, which was a lot of work, and I can see why a lot of people would have trouble with this, but here we go. So here's some video footage of what was going on here. So I'm going to break down what spells really worked out for me here. So essentially what you're seeing are a couple of very important spells that I had found are really useful for fighting him. So this boss is somebody who is continuously just barraging you and shooting tons and tons of widespread bullets at you in a very small interval. So the first idea that I had that worked here was that you will need to destroy or block as many bullets as you can, meanwhile dealing damage at the same time. So there's a couple of spells that really work well with that. The main one that you're probably looking at is the SpellBreaker. That's the swords that you're seeing up there. So I have a large one coming through my wand, and then I also have a split spell on that just to give me that additional assurance that once the spell ends, it's also going to split through. So you're seeing that a couple of times. And also along with that, you're going to see the Boulder Spell, which I'm using for two different purposes. So if you're looking for a complete breakdown or complete visual on exactly what spells and what wands I have, that's going to be included at the end of the video, so you can take a look at the end of the video if you want to see every single detail of everything that I have on me. But just to give you a quick overview of the spells and wands that I have, the first one there, this is pretty important, I think. That's the Wand of Silence. So the Wand of Silence is a wand that is rewarded to you or awarded to you after you beat the current last boss in the game outside of the Author. So in the third world, it's that tentacle dude. I think his name is the Unspeakable Horror or something like that. I can't remember his name right now. But after you beat that guy, he has given me two specific wands every single time. There's the Wand of Silence, which is in my first slot, and then there's another one. What the Wand of Silence does is if you stay still, it will give you a whole bunch of mana generation. It's like 66 mana per second or something like that. So what I did with that is I just put one spell in the post slot, and that is my SpellBreaker, just so that I have that erasing of as many bullets as often as possible. Along with that, I have the Guardian Wand in the first slot as well, casting a Mr. K's Hand. The reason why I really like Mr. K's Hand is because there's no summon limit to this particular summon, and it also does damage, of course. So he's blocking bullets as it's summoned, the Mr. K's Hand. He's hitting the boss if he is staying alive type of thing, and we have tons of them spawning. I even have him in the next one over here. The next one in slot 2 is a lightweight rod, which generates mana every single time you cast a spell. So I have the laser beam in there because it's like a 2 mana cost. I even have an energy saver in there as well. And again, I am casting the Mr. K's Hand. I do have the connecting cord spell on that. That was more so for the other fights in the game, but doesn't really help us with this particular fight because we're not moving around and positioning ourselves correctly. But again, I'm using that Mr. K's Hand to block even more bullets and increase that DPS or give us some consistent DPS there. And in the third wand here, I just have a whatever wand casting as many pillars, as many light pillars as I can. So you'll see me moving back and forth a little bit here. It is hard when you have a Guardian Wand because the Guardian Wand kind of floats around and doesn't stay in a particular orbit around you. As you can see, I just got hit there. So I reposition myself here and there to try to move the Guardian Wand in a place where it's like in front of me and casting the light pillars. It eventually starts to slide backwards, so I slide backwards as well. So you will take a little bit of damage here, most likely, but you're pretty safe with the light pillars as well. There you go. I'm moving behind the light pillars right there. So in the last wand here, I do have I can't remember what it's called, but it's a wand that will cast the post slots if you do enough damage with a spell. It's like 45 plus. So I have the Boulder first of all, which is a great spell because that also will block bullets, the Boulder. It has a huge amount of damage, so it meets the conditions of the last wand there. And again, I have that SpellBreaker in the post slot for the fourth wand. So there's a ton of bullet breaking or bullet blocking happening in this build, which is the only way that I figured out works with the author boss here. So it took a really, really long time. I only have a little bit of it recorded, but I think it took about, I'm gonna say like 20 minutes just standing here and doing that. There you go, he's done. And yeah, I had to actually make use of a relic that's really important as well. Let me hide my face for a quick second here, because the relic that's second from the bottom on the right hand side is above the shoe. That purple stone is called the Solidified Droplet. Okay, and what the Solidified Droplet is doing is, you'll see that blue bubble around me. It looks like a blue dome. You'll see the outside of it right beside the Mr. K's hands that I'm casting. That will slow down bullets that are coming towards you or are within the range, and that really helped to have that because it is slowing down the bullets so that I have a little bit of security while trying to dodge the bullets if I need to. The other thing that I made use of a lot, and I got really lucky with this one actually, is the Magnifying Glass relic that is second from the top there. I have 5 stacks of it, so that's increasing the size of the bubble itself from the Solidified Droplet, and it's also increasing the size of the swords, I believe. I'm pretty sure it is, because the swords are much larger than usual. I'm quite sure about it. And so with that, that's going to provide us a lot more of that. Again, just assurance that we're clearing as many bullets as possible. And so that is, you know, how we did it. So yeah, hopefully this helps you all with defeating this boss if that's something that you're trying to do right now. Again, I decided to do this because I don't know if the boss is going to be there after they make the next update with the last biome unlocked, because that is part of their roadmap for the next update that they just announced this week. And so there's the achievement sitting there in Steam, and I really just didn't want it sitting there in case I want to do a completionist run with this game, which it definitely deserves. It's a great, great game. I'm excited for all the updates and everything that's coming through. So yeah, I just really wanted to make sure that I didn't catch that FOMO if it is a case where it disappears or the option to fight the author is not there anymore after the update. I'm wondering if they will give us special skins or something like that for having the achievement as well, because they have given us special skins in the past for, you know, being an early adopter of the game and stuff like that. So I wonder if they'll give us a little bonus for doing it. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out. If you're looking for the full scroll through of every single item, I'm going to include it after I sign off here. But before I do that, hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. I'll be playing more Magicraft in the near future and other roguelike games. So if you're into that type of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. I try a ton of roguelike demos throughout the week, every single week. So yeah, it would really, really help out the channel too if you're enjoying the content. And with that, I will leave you with the full build. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon. Peace out.